So this is a video to demonstrate sending of bulk communications to students. Bulk communications all follow the same procedure. You basically get a bulk list of students, then create a bulk list of communications, then if you need to attach any reports to those communications and then send them in bulk. Because I'm demonstrating with the Commonwealth Assessment Notice, there's an extra step in there that we need to check the census dates that the report's going to use. So the first step is to completely blank anything that was previously loaded in the system, and we can purely do that by hitting search on student. Now we're going to go check our census date to make sure it's in the right range, so when we run the report we get out the correct unit enrolments on the CAN, and that can be done in edit time period. I know in this case we're searching a census period, and if I hit search, I then know that we can restrict this list using a filter on CAN, load that census period, and in this case it looks good. I'm doing the first half of 2015, save it, and now my census period is set correct. So next we need to get a bulk list of students. We can do this in two ways in the system. One way is just to do a bulk search course. The other way is via Report Builder, because it can now do saved searching. So I have a default report set up in Report Builder called Student CAN Search. So this is everyone who we need to send a CAN to. You can see I've used the course enrollment details. I've added 5 fields. The important one is this course enrollment ID field, because that's the field that holds the course enrollment IDs to load into the bulk list. In this case, I'm using the unit enrollment restriction area to say only give me course enrollments matching these unit enrollment details. And you can see here I've got start date to and from, which hopefully will capture everything in my census date range I previously set up. So once I'm happy with my report, I do bulk student select and I say produce report. So this, in my case, returned me 3 students. I'm going to select all these students and then add them to a list. If you've got thousands of students, it might pay to do it over a couple of different runs. So now I'm adding those students to a list. Once I've done that, you can see I've now got a bulk course enrollment list loaded, and it's taking me to the bulk course edit screen. What I'll do next is I need to create a communication event for each one of these students, because we're going to send each one a custom email, and I do that via the communication event screen. The subject becomes the email in the subject, or the name of the communication event becomes the subject. So in this case, I'm going to do CAN Semester 1. I'm going to select the type for this email, which is for this communication event, which is email. I'm going to choose the Commonwealth Assessment Notice. I've done a previous video on editing email templates, and in my case, I'm going to set them to send. And then once I'm happy with that, I'm going to say save new communication event for loaded students. And now I've got a communication event for my bulk list of course enrollments. Now that I've got this, I want to attach a CAN to these. So I'm going to go into reports, into letters, and I'm going to find the CAN letter. I'm going to say get report. You can see it's still got my bulk list of communication events above. I'm going to come in here and say, look, I'm happy with the parameters to run the CAN report for, and I'm going to say create report for communication events. So that will now go through and create for every single student a communication event, a CAN, and attach it to the communication event as a file attachment. And so here you can see it's done that successfully 3 times. We can click on this link if we want to view a particular CAN. So if I wanted to view that CAN, I could click on it or click on a few others to make sure they're okay. In this case, I know they're fine, so I'm not going to do it. Once we're happy with that, we just select how many we want to send, just in case there's one in here that we don't want to send for whatever reason, and we just say email selected recipients with attachments. So that button, that will now go off and send those communication events to those particular students. That's how you send cans. That basically is it. It also tells you here if it's sent and then if it also had a failure sending. So you can see this person failed, but the other two were sent fine. Hope this video helps, and that's it.